Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. I am giving away 2 free keys to Baldur's Gate 3. Stick around until the end of this video to hear about how you can win. Baldur's Gate 3 is right around the corner, and some of you are probably trying to figure out which origin you want to play. For someone like me, who's been devouring all things related to Baldur's Gate 3, it's crystal clear Will is the best choice. Unfortunately, other origins have had so much propaganda and misinformation spread about them, it gives the illusion they are worthy alternative options. There's no bigger offender of this slanderous campaign than PC Gamer, who provided covers for Astarion, Lae'zel, Karlach, and Shadowheart. Freaking Shadowheart! But Will can only be seen in the collage cover. Absolutely blasphemous. Of course, nobody cares about Gale, so no surprise he gets no love. Luckily for all of you, I am here to pierce through the veil and provide the information you really need to know. Here's 5 reasons why all those other origin options should be pushed to your second playthrough, if you ever have one, and your first playthrough should absolutely be with Will. The first good reason to pick up Will is that his story has been completely rewritten from the ground up. Feedback was provided during early access that many players found Will to be boring, and he was an origin character they were not looking forward to playing. Larian listened to this feedback and concluded that they could do a better job with his story. During the last panel from Hell, Adam Smith, who was the lead writer for Larian Studios, talked about some of the changes they decided to make.
Will. We didn't talk about Will.
No.
Tell me about Will.
We've redone Will. Pretty much every line of dialogue's been rewritten. We changed his story a lot. We realized with Will that he had this incredibly compelling story. We weren't telling it as well as we could have done. So we did it again, because that's what we do.
What we do.
He goes in different directions much earlier in the game. Traditionally, with RPGs, people will tell you, oh, this character can go down 2 different paths. They do it as late as possible, because then there's less permutation. We did it at the beginning.
Oh, my God.
Will's a very complicated man.
He's got a really complicated story in terms of development.
Yeah.
For the player, it's very obvious. Like, but
No.
The results of his choices are insane.
Yeah, no, from the very beginning. So he has a pre-existing relationship with one of our origin characters, and he has a pre-existing relationship with the city of Baldur's Gate.
We can say what his relationship
Well,
is.
he wants to kill Karlach at the beginning of the game. So we made 2 origin characters who, one is trying to kill the other one.
Yeah.
So if you follow Will's original origin quest, you cut Karlach's head off.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
very sad.
It's a great scene also, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with due apologies to the Karlach developers.
But you can also not do that with Will in the party, and then he goes down a very, very different route. He has his reasons for what he's doing. Karlach has their reasons for wanting to survive. They can become very good friends.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It's true, yeah, most people do.
How can you hear Adam Smith's incredible passion and not be completely convinced that a Will playthrough is one for the ages? Did you catch the part about early, heavy choices that have long-term impacts compared to what you typically see in RPG arcs? Or how about the note that the resolution of some of those choices is absolutely insane to behold? They didn't talk about any of the other origins in those glowing terms. You can play a murder hobo or a runaway slave dreaming of his master, but only Will provides a playthrough as a complex man, navigating difficult situations with little more than his wits and determination. The second great reason to play as Will is what Adam Smith briefly alluded to, and that's Will's complicated relationship with Karlach. Karlach is, of course, the barbarian tiefling origin character who has escaped infernal slavery by the skin of her teeth. This woman has literally been through hell, and any decent player would seek to ensure she is both comforted and cared for. Unfortunately, Will is on a mission to kill her, and Adam hinted that it's possible for him to straight up decapitate her. This creates a dynamic that is totally different from what any of the other origin characters have. All of them have missions, but they are not directly related to each other. Will and Karlach are the only ones who are so closely connected. The fact that they start as bitter enemies should make dialogue between them vastly more interesting. It's also possible for them to become good friends, and Larian confirmed Karlach is a romance option. There's nothing they've said which makes me believe she is not a romance option for Will. Again, considering how incendiary their relationship starts, slowly building up trust and passion between them will be much more entertaining than any romance options other origins can provide. The third fantastic reason to select Will is that more than any other origin, his Act 1 content will be brand new. Many of you have played through Act 1 multiple times since early access started. Larian has confirmed there will be some new content added, and it will certainly look better, but still, that's nearly 20 hours of content you have already seen, but will have to play through again for the third or fourth time. This experience is going to be even more irritating if you are forced to play through origin content you have already seen before. Playing as Will fixes that issue, since all the dialogues and voice acting has been redone. You also have no idea where his story is going, since Larian has completely redone that as well. So those of you who are worried about feeling fatigued before even getting to Act 2 should absolutely be selecting Will to experience the newest content possible. The fourth phenomenal reason to pick up Will is his close family ties with Baldur's Gate, meaning the city, not just the game. Larian has provided very little details about this, other than that he has a strained relationship with his famous father. I won't spoil for you who this individual is, but I will say that Will should be well known in Baldur's Gate, and therefore the experience of walking the city streets should be significantly different and more impactful than it is for other origins. This is especially exciting for those of us who played the original Baldur's Gate games. You never got the experience of walking through the front gates as the hero who saved everyone. Will is already known as a valiant hero, so his origin will provide the closest mirror to that experience once you hit Act 3. Last but certainly not least, another spectacular reason to select Will as your origin character is that his canon class is Warlock. Now hold on. I know what you are thinking. You can change the class of your origin character, and consequently, any of them could be a Warlock, so this isn't really a notch on Will's belt. Actually, despite being able to change your class, Will is still your best Warlock option for a couple of reasons. The first is Larian has confirmed there will be content in the game that can only be triggered if an origin character has their correct class. Consequently, running with someone like Gale and changing him to a Warlock will cause you to miss out on some content and reactivity in the game. In addition to this, Will has a personal relationship with his Warlock patron. All Warlocks get access to a patron, but Will is the only one who has the deep relationship with her that spans several years. She is also almost certainly tied into his personal quest, so there's a level of depth to the Warlock experience that you just cannot get with anybody else. All of this reinforces why having Warlock as your canon class is so amazing. How many games have you played that actually provided an authentic Warlock experience? One where you have a personal relationship with your patron that you may or may not be desperately trying to get out of. I cannot think of one. Most games just let your Warlock throw out spells in a slightly different manner than a wizard and call it a day. Larian Studios has gone all out trying to provide you with a unique experience that gives Will a leg up on his peers. Do you care about Lae'zel's authentic fighter experience? Absolutely not. How about Shadowheart's cleric experience, where you're not actually doing any praying or hearing from your deity? No. The only other origin that provides a class whose reactivity might be even close to as interesting is Gale. And again, nobody cares about Gale. On top of this, there's a case to be made that mechanically, Warlock is the best class out of the origin character options as well. Whether you want to play at range with Eldritch Blast or up close with Pact of the Blade, the class is an absolute powerhouse that will make you a force on the field. You get less spells than most other options, but you still get access to great ones like Misty Step and Shatter. Even better, Will has the best subclass, Fiend, which will give you access to Fireball once level 3 spells are unlocked. All in all, it's just really hard to go wrong with this class. Alright, that wraps up my comprehensive list of why Will is so amazing. If you aren't convinced by now, then hey, by all means, keep drinking the Kool-Aid, play the game for 200 hours, and then watch the will videos that come out on my channel to realize what a terrible mistake you have made. Before we close things out, I wanted to let all of you know that I am doing a giveaway for 2 Baldur's Gate 3 keys. It's been 2.5 years since I started this channel, and we still don't have a cool name for the community. Wolfheart FPS has his Wolfpack, Cold Carnage has his Coalition, Mortismal Gaming has his Morty Sexuals, or whatever those people call themselves. The point is, we need our own super cool name. Many of you already know I call this channel Slandered Gaming because my middle name translates into the Slandered One. I thought about naming our community the Slandered Ones, but I don't know if most people are as comfortable as I am referring to themselves as slandered, so we'll make a contest out of it. To enter, click the link in the description to join our Discord server. Reading the rules and clicking the fire emoji at the bottom will give you full access. Once this is done, make your way to the giveaway channel and put in your pick for what our community should be called. On July 29th, I'll take 3 names out of that list and put up a poll to see what our new community name should be. The people who provide the top 2 selections will each get a key for Baldur's Gate 3 on the platform of their choosing. If it turns out most people like the Slandered Ones, don't worry, I'll just give keys to the next 2 most popular names. If you have already purchased Baldur's Gate 3, no problem. Just give me the name of another $70 game you would like to have for free, and I will buy it for you. The rules are in the description, but I'll also review them here. This contest is completely free to win. It officially opened at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on July 22nd, and it will close July 29th at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Participants must have a valid Discord account where they can receive their key. The winner will be chosen by a poll on our YouTube channel that I will close on August 1st. I will announce the winner via a community post on YouTube that same day. Please note, this contest is in no way sponsored by YouTube. I am solely responsible for the contest and delivering your prize. Any information collected will be used for the sole purpose of delivering the prize to the winner. And that's it. Really looking forward to what you all come up with. Just have fun with this. Once we have an official name, I'll look at getting a merch store and other features that will make things more interesting for those that are invested in the channel. If you have any questions, of course, just leave a comment down below. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. Take care.